Okay guys, welcome to Dftg 1317. This is part 3 of a 3-part video series. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick up where we left off. I decided to go ahead and detail this entire thing out, and I'll get you guys started so you can actually set up the next section and actually get that actually drawn out. But I want to give you a full complete one. We'll actually draw some foundation work in here as well. So let's go ahead and begin. I think, the other day we left off by adding this architectural shingling roofing type. And what we want to do now is we just want to go ahead and add, some of the things that we need to add to complete this guy. That way, when you actually draw the next one, I'll kind of get you guys started there. And then I will allow you to actually complete it on your own. And you'll have this one to look at as it go by. Okay, so again, this is building section AA. I'll get building section BB started for you guys, and I'll let you guys complete it. So all you have to do is really watch the videos and just draw along with me, all right? So first things first, at the first floor, we don't have to add any plywood on the floor. We'll just leave it as is, as a concrete floor. In most cases, it'll either be stain washed or we'll put some, some type of laminate on top of it. It just depends on what the owner would like to go with. But at the second floor, we're actually showing this 2x12 floor joist. We do have to put some plywood up here. So let's go ahead and type in REC. And let's draw a rectangle here. And we're doing this because we have to hatch this, and we have to make sure that the boundaries are closed. Okay. And let's go back to the home tab. Make sure it's on a layer that's comparable to what we're working on. We don't want it on a text layer, but you can put it on the S section siding layer. Let's go ahead and change it so we can draw it on that layer. So type in REC again. And guys, right now the class is 3 hours long. So you want to make sure that you're putting in at least 3 hours additional time outside of the class just to get the drawings done, right? Because everything is there for you guys to look at, and everything is there for you guys to actually draw out. All you're going to have to do is follow me. And let me check the sound and make sure sound is working. Okay, sound is good. REC. And let's go ahead and, draw out our plywood enclosure so we can actually incorporate some plywood hatching there. So let's go here. Now you want to type in H for hatch. And so now this menu is going to pop up. Let's go ahead and just click here. We can leave it as is. Click here. Click here. And then we'll change it to plywood, right? We'll go ahead and get the hatch work done. Hit escape, get out of it. And let's go ahead and select this. And then let's see if we can find something that's comparable to plywood hatching. Maybe that one. Let's see if there's anything else that I would deem fittable, if that makes sense. Tell you what, let's go up. Let's go back to that first one. Just use this guy, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to come here, and you want to actually change the color to gray so it doesn't really stand out as much. That way you can have it look just like this in your drawing file, okay? All right. So, yeah, there's your plywood hatching. Now, let's go ahead and annotate this guy. Let's go ahead and, add the text. I think we've got everything drawn in. The garage is actually going to be a sealed concrete as well. So let's go ahead and, bring everything over like we talked about in yesterday's video. So what you want to do is this note right here, refer to structural engineering plans for framing. You want to have that note up here. So let's go ahead and take this text right here and copy it up. And then just type over it, double click. And you can just type in there, refer to structural engineering notes for framing. Okay, just leave that up there. You want to kind of move it, make it legible, and actually put it right there. And let's change that word notes to plans. Okay, and let's take that same note and copy it up, because we have the same deal up top. Even though we did draw the framing in, I drew that in just for my preferences. I wanted to see what it would look like, and I also wanted to kind of show you guys how that stuff works. So let's go ahead and take this, highlight it, and it's just like Microsoft Word, okay? We want this centered, okay? When you highlight it, you can change it to centered. And let's go ahead and move this guy over a little bit. There you go. And let's go ahead and hit MA for match properties and select the one we just changed to center alignment. And you can, well, this text doesn't work like that. You have to go in and actually change it. So, centered. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and take this and then just move it. Move it over. All right. So you have that there. You have that there. Now we can take this note right here. I would take this note and copy it. And I would do the same thing here. Just kind of show it there to show that there's shingle work on this portion of the roof. Okay. And then you can take this guy and mirror it, MI. You can select here and pull up. Turn on your F8 and delete source objects. No. Okay. So you can show that these are shingles, and actually let's move this to here. And let's move it down some. Right. And then you can use the stretch command here as well. Alright, now let's stretch this one down a little bit just for aesthetic purposes. Okay. Now, we call this out in video 2 as R24 insulation, typical. That's typically what they show at the attic. It just has a greater R value as regards heat transmission and, protecting the interior of the building from the exterior elements. All right. So we've got all of our rooms annotated. I think what we have here, these are closets. So I'll let you guys deal with that. That's a stair there. I think this was a portion of the restroom or something like that. We'll name those last. Let's go ahead and get everything annotated up, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take this guy right here. And let's drag it. Actually, copy these two. The note for bottom plate and the note for double top plate. Let's go ahead and copy these. Let's bring them over to the exterior side. Okay, and just align it here, and then you can take this one and move it down just a little bit, and you should be able to stretch this one without actually having any issues. Stretch this guy down. Yeah, awesome. Okay, double top plate there, and you want to copy this guy up right here. Okay, and you want to, maybe if you can do it, yeah, there it is. Let's go ahead and move this back just a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to call this out as siding, typical, common, enter, typical. Okay, and we also call that out as R13 back, typical. So what you want to do is copy this again. And keep in mind, there's a difference in regular insulation and sound batch. We talked about that in video number 2. Let's go here. So go here and then just type it out. I could have copied it, but sometimes it's quicker to just type it out, or just 13 at comma, or 13 back typically. All right, so now you're going to take this guy, just move it down just to spread them out a little bit. Let's go ahead and select this guy, move it down just to spread it out a little bit. And let's check the volume. Volume is still working good. Okay, good stuff. Okay, you're calling out your ceiling. You got the 12 on 3 slope. Now let's translate over into the interior here. So 5/8 inch chipboard typical. I'm going to copy that over. Just bring it over here. And then just type in LE for leader. And you want to actually just kind of click here. Turn off the F8. Turn the ortho off. Click here and turn the ortho back on. Okay, and now what you do is you match the other leaders. And this guy is a little bit skewed. So let's go here. When this happens, you can either redraw the leader or straighten it up. If you want to straighten it, you just draw a straight line. Okay. Then you take this line and you move it up to the straight line. And you delete anything that doesn't belong. Oh, that's the 5/8 inch marker. Let's go ahead and delete that straight line. Now you can take this line and stretch it. Hit S for stretch. Then you want to stretch it back to right here. Okay. So that's 5/8 inch typical. You want to actually put that on the ceiling as well. So copy this guy up. So hit CO for copy. And you want to move it to your left and then move it up. Then you want to take this guy. Actually, let's move it down a little bit. You don't need to put it that high. Take this guy, move it down. Take this guy, hit MI for mirror. You want to go here, then here. Then yes, you want to delete that one. Okay, 5/8 inch jip. Now, we also have this already called out, so let's take this one. R24 insulation typical. So type in CO. And you want to hit function F8. So there you go right here. Okay, so you call out the insulation. You have the structural engineering notes here, and you don't have to call out. You don't have to call it out on every wall, because a contractor will typically know what's what once you show him. Like we have this interior wall already noted up. He'll take those notes and apply it to every interior wall. We have this exterior wall already noted up. He'll take that and apply it. Even though sometimes I will, like this is a different type of exterior wall. This is a different type of wall. It's exterior but interior, okay? Because right now we're showing our garage, and this garage has to be 2-hour fire rated, right? So what you need to do, and I thought I added that note, but let's go ahead and add take this note and copy it over. And you want to hit function F8. All right, and you want to hit MI, enter, and then you want to hit MI again, enter. Go ahead and delete these two. And let's drag this over here, okay. And then let's go ahead and move this over, okay. And we're going to call this out as 5/8 inch jip. And what I want you to do is click on it. To our rating. All right, let's make that a 2-hour rating wall for the fire marshal, because if you're parking cars in here and it's attached to the house, okay, If this car actually catches on fire while you sleep at night, you don't want to burn your house down, right? So this wall has to be 2-hour rated, and I would rate it. I wouldn't rate it at the second floor, but I probably would rate. I probably would rate the ceiling here, and I would just let the fire marshal tell me if that's a little bit redundant or not. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that. And let's go ahead and stretch this. I'm a stickler for my leaders, guys. Make sure your leaders are clean. So stretch. Let's go ahead and select this guy. Pull it up just a little bit. Okay. All right, and you can actually take this guy. And you can take this guy and just hit copy. And copy those over just to show it right here as well. Okay. All right. So double top plate, 2x12 floor joist. You want to call this out at the ceiling as well. So you take this note and you copy it over. Now we're not going to fire rate the ceilings in the interior of the house. We're not going to fire rate the ceilings there. Okay. So you're going to double click this and just take 2-hour rating off. Fire rate is typical. Okay. Let's go ahead and move this up. And I think we may change that to a 1/2 inch. Typically we'll do a 1/2 inch on the ceiling. Because it is hanging, we have to make sure it's a little bit more robust. But just leave it at 5/8 of an inch right now. Let's go ahead and copy this guy over. And let's place one right here. Okay. And let's go ahead and copy this guy. We'll show it in more than one place, even though it's pretty clear what's happening there. All right. And let's move this guy over a little bit. Okay. Now we can take everything that's on this wall and we can highlight it. And let's just type in MI for mirror and select right here and mirror it to the other side. Click here and click no. Now here is that same set of notes. Over here you can take this guy. Now you can move them to this wall. Same wall, so you're just copying the notes over, right? So as you can see, siding, R13. You can actually delete this one because it's a little bit redundant. Yeah, absolutely. Now let's take that siding one, okay, and copy it up. And let's go ahead and copy the bottom plate and top plate note up. Just to call it out on one wall at the second floor. Make sure that you are aligning it here because the ceiling heights are different from the first and second floor. Siding typical, R13 back. So let's go ahead and copy this guy up. Okay. And we already have everything named at the first floor, R24 insulation. All right, let's go ahead and copy this guy up. So we can show that there is chipboard on the ceiling. We probably can copy it over just to add some additional notes. Okay. And again, we may update that to read 1/2 inch, but let's leave it as is for right now. Now, right here, let's go ahead and take this siding note and copy it over. Turn the F8 off Turn your auto off. And let's go ahead and call this out right here. Okay. And one thing we need to call out is the R13. We didn't call it out on this wall. Turn the F8 back on. Now, let's go ahead and call this out over here. You want to copy. And let's stretch this because I like to keep it clean. Stretch this up to about right here. Okay, there we go. Now, let's stretch it up again. And let's take that chipboard note siding. Let's take this chipboard note right here, copy it. Well, actually, you can copy this whole thing right here. You're going to drag it over to the left. Okay. You have chipboard there. And we'll call it out here so he knows that's going on the interior walls. But let's go ahead and drag it to here. And then you want to move it down. Okay. Then mirror your leader. Yes. And then you want to mirror it again. Yes. Let's move the leader to this side now. All right, now you want to go ahead and call out the chipboard on this wall. Okay. And let's go ahead and stretch this up. All right. Let's move this note over because for some reason I just feel the need to actually call the chipboard out in the living room as well. Let's move this guy over to right here. And then let's go ahead and copy this guy. Let's bring him over to right here. Okay. So you can kind of see how this thing is shaping up. This is how we actually call out everything. Let's go ahead and copy this note up. All right. So we have everything called out here. Now we're not going to draw the foundation in until we actually design the foundation plan. So we'll leave it as is. So let's go ahead and refer to structural engineering plans for foundation. So we'll take this note and copy it down. And just drop it right here, and then we'll modify it. And move it up a little bit into the concrete. All right, let's move it up a little bit. Refer to structural engineering plans for foundation. So change the word framing to foundation. Make sure you spell it right. Okay. And there are things we could call out here, like, let's go ahead and copy this thing down. This right here. Type over it and type in 2x nailer. Then draw your leader, LE for leader. And then draw your leader like this. Turn the ortho off, F8. Then turn your ortho back on, F8. And what you want to do is you want to hit MA for match properties. And you match it to that one, okay? Just to call it out. All right. So this is your building section, which actually shows how the building is put together. So next, we're going to look at building section BB. Okay, but this is how I want you to detail your section. Okay, you're going to have to put the You got to put the work in, guys. You got to put the work in. Okay. Let's move this up because we have a little bit of conflict there. You want to try to keep drawing as clean and concise as possible. And let's copy this one up. Okay. And let's call out the floor here. This is a 3/4 inch plywood. So let's go ahead and copy this over. /4. Just type in PLY for plywood. Then hit LE for leader. Then turn off the function. Then turn it back on, F8, or either F8 if you have a standard keyboard. Let's go ahead and match the properties. All right, so 3/4 inch ply. Let's copy that around. Okay. Put one in this room and show another one here. Doesn't hurt. Okay. So this is how I want you to annotate your section. Okay. And then there's a note for the fireplace. Just call it out, fireplace, typical. And then there is some verbiage that we have to actually go and add to it. But I want to make sure it's the same here in Louisiana as it is in Texas. Let's move this guy up a little bit. Function F3. There you go. Stretch it down just a little bit. All right. Okay, so yeah. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to label all of these rooms. Okay, I think this is a hallway. So you have a bathroom and this is a stair, and whatever this room is right here, room 201. I want you to call all of that out in here, okay? All of these rooms that we have not called out. This is the kitchen. Okay, let's look and see. So you have the kitchen here, and I think this is a portion of, I think this is a closet. This is a hallway. This is the stair. So you would actually call that out, right? So you would copy this over. And you would just say stair, S-T-A-I-R. Okay. I want you to do the rest of the rooms just like that. And just note at the bottom for the foundation, copy it twice. Put one there and put one here. Okay. And you guys will see once we design the foundation plan, we can actually show the foundation on the structural drawing, on the section drawings. Let's pick that out. Yeah. Okay. So next, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and get it set up for you guys to actually draw the next section, and you'll draw it just the same way as we drew this one. I'm trying to think what's the best way to roll this out for you guys. Let me check the sound, make sure the sound is still working. Sound check is good. Okay. What's the best way to roll this out for you guys? Let's go ahead and copy the first floor plan that we had X reference in. You can copy an X reference, so you can click CO for copy. Let's copy it over so we don't have to X reference it in again. Okay. And what I want you to do is select it and type in X clip and new boundary and delete old boundary. Yes, and use a rectangle. So now you want to actually draw so you can see the whole floor plan again. Okay. And let's rotate this guy. Because what's happening is we'll probably cut a section right through the garage, or maybe let's cut a section right through the kitchen. Yeah, let's do the kitchen. That way we can show some interior work. So let's go ahead and select that and rotate it again. And what you want to do is you want to rotate it up like this, okay? And now what you want to do is you want to take this guy and copy it. And you want to rotate it up, right? So you go 1, 2, all right? Now let's bring this one over. And let's reestablish the boundary. So you select it and type in X clip. New boundary, delete old boundary, rectangular. So we'll go from here to here, okay? Now, let's make sure we have this correct. Yes. So now what you want to do is draw a ray, R-A-Y, and project this line up. Make sure the F3 command is on.
Small mocha gordita, a medium ice white chocolate latte with oat milk, and 2 sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Ouch. And what you want to do is move this guy down just a little bit, okay? And let's draw a line, our section marker through here. We're going to cut right through the kitchen. Actually, I want to show what this looks like at the exterior wall with the brick. So let's draw a line right through here. Okay. And I'm thinking, yes. Let's take this line and select copy. And let's use this corner as a reference point because we know our second floor is aligned here. So let's go ahead and select right here. All right, and that's where our cut is going to happen at the second story. No problem. We're cutting through 2 sliding doors. No problem. So now let's X clip this, okay? Type in X clip. Select the object. You want a new boundary. Delete the old boundary. Rectangular. And you want to do this. Okay, and just move it down. And do the same thing for this. Type in, select it, and type in X clip. New boundary. Delete the old one. Use a rectangle. Okay. Just go ahead and take this and take this. Let's move it down. All right. So this is ground line, right? So we'll project this line over R-A-Y. I'm going to get it set up for you guys to actually make an attempt at this. Then you want to match the properties of that because it's on the concrete layer. Okay. And let's go ahead and project these lines down. So this is your exterior wall here, and this is your exterior wall right here. Okay, so R-A-Y. We'll let you guys take a stab at it. Okay. And let's go ahead and copy over this guy because we're going to have the concrete pad. Just go ahead and take this and move it over. And let's do this, make sure it's closed. Awesome. So now what you can do is take this and stretch it. Alright, and now we can trim the hatch. So type in REC, select here, draw a rectangle, then type in TR, hit the space bar and select the hatch. Or select TR. Oh, let's just stretch the hatch. How about that? Or you can just manipulate it. Just grab this and pull it over to here. and grab this and then pull it over to right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete this. TR, let's clean it up here and here. Okay. So this is where you're going to start projecting your lines down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll let you guys actually take a stab at it as regards creating this building section. Okay, and what you can do is you can bring in, just like we've had the elevations here, let's go ahead and open up the elevation. This guy. Okay. And so what we're doing here is we are going to use this. Okay. So hit Control C. Let's go back to your section drawing. And let's go ahead and hit Control V to paste that in. Okay. So this is going to be your footprint. Okay, or your go by. That makes sense. But it seems like some. Let's look at that. Let's go back. Yep, this is it. But this guy's, it's just like we did the west elevation. Okay, yeah. So same thing here. Okay. And I know I deleted this line. I'm just going to show this. And I could draw it for you, but I want you guys to take a shot at it. Let's see if you guys can actually make it happen. Let's go ahead and move this over. Okay, keep in mind this is not to scale. This is our kitchen here, okay? So the brick wall and then the exterior wall. So we're cutting through the kitchen and we're cutting through the dining. So what you basically would do is, okay, this is your kitchen. So you can take this wall here, copy it over, but keep in mind instead of a ledge for the siding, you have a brick ledge, okay? Typical size of a brick. Let's see, let's go ahead and Google it so I can show you guys. Okay, typical brick size. They have all types of sizes for brick. 4 inches in width, 2 and 2/3 inches in height. Okay, so you want to make sure that's 4 inches in width, that brick ledge. So your brick ledge is going to be a little bit different from the siding ledge. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Okay. Hit tab to toggle through your drawings that are open. And I'll show it to you. So if you copy this one, okay, just copy this one and just delete all of this. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. Delete, 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 delete. So that brick ledge is going to be 4 inches, right? So you come here, you draw this line. And you're going to offset it 4 inches. So now this guy actually comes out to here. This guy actually comes out to here. Okay? Then you could actually go ahead and delete this and delete that. I want to see how well you guys process this. So the brick ledge, you actually put one brick. So you type offset 2-2/3. Offset that down. TR. Take this and delete it. Now you have a new dap out. This is called a dap out, this L right here. And so your brick, instead of siding, you'll show brick. Okay? So you take this and you kind of drag it over. Function F3, turn that on. I'll give you an example. I'm going to send some things for you guys to actually look at. I've got some stuff already ready to go. So this is typically how your brick ledge is going to, your brick is going to look. You'll move it here, take it here and just move it down. Complete this line. So this is how the brick ledge is going to look. So when we're showing brick right here, when you do your section cut, this is how it's going to look. So you just project these lines down, project the brick lines down, you're going to project the wall, the interior wall lines down, and then just align everything up. But that's typically how I want you to show it, okay? Typically how I want you to show it. I'll send you a PDF so you actually can see how it should look in greater detail, all right? So we'll leave that as is for right now, okay? So looking forward to seeing you guys later today. And good stuff. Just make sure you mimic what we done here, all right? And keep in mind, guys, you have to put the time in, okay? If you're not putting the time in, you're going to be behind. So I'm going to make an assessment of everybody's work today, and we're going to devise a plan for you if you are behind as regards you getting caught up, okay? So good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Keep up the good work.